Hello, 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 and welcome to Rich Witch Weekend Update. I am Morgana Ray, your host and head witch, and today I'm focusing on wardrobe witchcraft. The premise being sometimes the best investment you can make is in what you already have. And so yesterday I spent almost $3,000 to have a coach, um, Jennifer Butler, who I just, in my experience, was the first stylist who really told me I get to wear the colors I love and I get to be myself. And that felt so good. 15 years ago, I hired a lovely woman who's told me that I'm so over the top feminine that I should wear masculine clothes. And that did not work because I looked like I was trying to be somebody else. And it was painful and a weight. And I got rid of so many beautiful clothes I loved and ended up with stuff that didn't work. So rule number one in all things, especially coaching, whether it's wardrobe or physical training or life coaching, is a good coach will make you more of who you already are instead of trying to make you somebody else, because you will always fail at that. So, as I was saying, so I invested in a stylist, color expert to come into my closet and dig through everything and help me wear some beautiful things that I've had for years. Oh my God, the Valentino skirt, all the Nanette Lepore items, jackets and skirts and shirts that I love that designer. She's so feminine and the Marquesa gown and just the Ralph Lauren blazer that I've had for 20 years and have not worn once. So because I didn't know how to wear them. So, how ridiculous is that? They fit right, the colors were right. But so she came over and showed me how to actually wear what I have. And then she went through my closet and got rid of half of what I have. And that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. I wanted somebody who could help me make the most of the resources I already have and clear out the stuff that no longer works now that my hair is blonde and I'm evolving. And here's why I'm bringing this up. Not to drop designer names, although that was fun. I have to say that was fun. I had one of those moments during these hours of putting clothes on and careful notes of she would just outline on a grid like this skirt, this top, these shoes, these earrings, this necklace, this belt, so that I can recreate it after she leaves. And I'm like, what just happened? But I had a moment during all this and I'm also putting together outfits that I just don't ever see myself wearing in California. I could the heavy wool skirt that is just so beautiful. Yeah, there's just not much opportunity for that. But there is in New York. And I had this moment in the middle of it where it was one of those moments of feeling like, ooh, I'm being sucked out of time and space and I'm seeing the future. And I get those. I've mentioned before, I have a very strange relationship with time where I see future things as if they've already happened. They feel like they've already happened. It's like remembering the future. And sometimes it's kind of confusing because it's so real in that moment that I think it's already happened. And then I just have to wait for it to catch up. And I had one of those moments that, oh, this is why. This is why I had that impulse to hire her. I am dressing for my future. And this is kind of a spell casting of getting into alignment with where I'm already evolving, where I am going to need more corporate friendly clothing that I feel confident in, that I'm not like trying to, where I don't feel like I'm cross dressing, where I can be witchy and feminine and also be appropriate to that environment. I've always had the clothes, but uh, now it's very, now these outfits actually look like me. And true self knowledge and true self expression, whether it's in your marketing or your communication on a date or your communication to your employees or your clients or your peers, this is just something that we need as human beings. I'm always saying your wealth is in your weirdness. And your weirdness is the specificity and the uniqueness of who you are outside the lines. So that's why this was a really good investment for me, because it opened up that portal to, oh, I had an inkling that there's a certain group of women that I want to serve. I'm not even going to go down that rabbit hole here, but it was just one of those interesting outside of time and space moments. And what I really loved about the experience is it's such a metaphor for life coaching, which is, what do you have that you are underutilizing, that hasn't fit or hasn't felt comfortable or you haven't felt confident in, so you've put it in the back of your closet because you don't know how to use it. And it has so much power. You have this whole arsenal of tools and resources and experiences that you haven't been using. So they've been in the back of the closet because somebody told you that you're supposed to do it this way or do it that way. And for me, that's all those one size fits all coaching and business programs, where you're supposed to have this kind of event or this kind of launch or this kind of mailing list or whatever is correct for your industry. So your real magic gets pushed into the back because you're supposed to fit a certain kind of other person's model. And the other piece is letting go of wonderful stuff that used to work in the past for you that no longer is appropriate. And there is grieving. And I've got some boxes of beautiful things that I think I'm going to hold on to until after the pandemic so that I can invite girlfriends over and they can find new homes. Or I'll figure something out just to honor what I'm letting go of that no longer fits. And some of those things I really had to question. Like I had to put them on, have my husband take a photo. I'm like, no, this dress looked great in this place back, in such a time. And then I looked at the photo, I was like, oh, I get it, because my eyes have changed from hours of learning how to put things on and combine and what to be looking for. So it's like, oh, she was right. Damn it. There you go, into the box. So that has been my fun growth event this week as of yesterday. And again, the best investment is often in what you already have. Like being able to utilize what I already have so that I don't have to go out and get more stuff that isn't right for me. To me, that is a great investment. So that is my little contribution to wardrobe witchcraft today. And if you have any questions, I am here. And if not, we will wrap it up. I really think that this time that we're in, especially when we are strongly encouraged by science to stay home, it is sort of like a winter. And in winter, we want to feed our roots. We want to create the container for spring. I predict on the other side, and again, we are in the beginning, it's going to get worse, at least in the US, with the disease and with the economy. And I say that not to make you afraid. I believe that information is useful. It helps us make good choices. By the way, I have clients who are doing phenomenally in this environment. It's not bad for everybody, and it's really not bad for every industry. Like my best friend, interior designer, that is a great thing to be in right now. So it's a time for assessing and adjusting. And while we're home, it's a time for really examining our structures, examining our home environment, examining our relationships, examining our habits, examining our beliefs, examining what no longer works for us, really feeling into who are we becoming in this process. Sort of like caterpillars, there's a dissolution of who we were as we cocoon, as we build into our new expression and fight our way back into the world. Yeah, I know, tired metaphor. I'm a coach. It's sort of required of coaches to use the butterfly metaphor. So find the opportunity, feed your roots. If this is winter for you, I just spoke to somebody who is in late summer harvest in his business, and I have been there for like 10 years. And I intentionally slowed things, quieted things down this year because for me, I want to listen before I shoot up new roots. And new roots, by the way, they're happening. And this is the wild thing. I haven't been forcing anything this year. I haven't been trying to create my pandemic timely program. Oh my God, get everything online. All my stuff is online anyway. I've been listening and I've been feeling and I've been doing the inner work, and I've just been open, and things have been dropping in my lap. Clients, speaking opportunities, sales just sort of happening. It's quieter than other years, but there's still life. And this is what I really want to drill into you today. Is we live in a culture where we're told it's always supposed to be summer and harvest. And by the way, if you may have created a business that needs a certain level of activity to feed the business, and I understand and I respect that, and I'm not going to say change that, and I am going to say that everything is seasonal, and winter is important. Winter is just as important as summer. We just have a lot of fear about winter because we think it'll never end. Like Game of Thrones, winter is coming. It's not going to be 300 years like it is in Westeros or whatever the time frame was there. It actually serves a really, really good time to conserve energy and strategize and dream and build strong foundations. It is the best time for coaching. Well, no, I think spring and summer and fall are also very good times, but it's very good for guidance. I hired my first coach in a bunch of years this year. Actually, before COVID, I had an intuition. It was time to get a coach. So it's a very good time in investing in what you already have, because you are everything in your resource toolkit. Like money comes and goes, relationships come and go, even if they end in death. But what you have is you have yourself, and you have your resilience, and you have your resourcefulness, and you have your brilliance, and you always want to be learning how to use what you already have better and better and better. So that, I think, is today's full episode of Rich Witch Radio. I am going to be doing something new in the future because the theme of, and just the inspiration of what human beings do and what they create out of challenge is so exciting to me. So I am actually going to be bringing in some interview episodes of how going through that hardest thing, because that's part of life. We don't seek it out. I actually want to make everything easier for you. But I also, when things are challenging, I believe it's a very useful uh, frame to believe that there is a treasure on the other side, that it's not just cruel and random, that I see this over and over and over again in my own life, and more so in coaching clients, that going through that hard period had such ginormous treasure on the other side when you don't give up. Are there things that you should let go of? Are there battles that are not worth fighting? Of course. And we'll talk about that too. So that's just planting the seed of what's to come. And I will see you and serve you again next week, 10 a.m. Pacific time. Namaste, all my witchy friends.